alive. Oh, it's alive. It's alive. It's alive. It's alive. Oh, in the name of God. Now I know what it feels like to be God.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Leslie. If you don't know me, you know what time it is. It is officially spooky season. It is Monster Mash season and we're gonna get started with today's video. Super excited. It is the first one obviously of the Monster Mash series. If you haven't been to my channel, this is your first time tuning in. Monster Mash is just a bunch of characters that I make for the Halloween season. I've been doing them for a while now. They're so awesome. It's my favorite time of year. I love making these looks for you guys. They are just so much fun and definitely brings out my creativity. So I'm so excited for this year. We're going to have a lot of different characters, a lot of good things. If you guys haven't checked out the past years, I'll go ahead and link them down in the description box for you guys. So you guys can go check those out. But yeah, I've got a ton of stuff for you guys this year. We're also doing some on Instagram, more easier kind of looks, graphic liner type of stuff, all that good stuff. Of course, inspired by characters for Halloween. Why not? Because it's spooky season, right? Anyways, we're gonna get started with today's video. I wanted to do a Bride of Frankenstein, but not necessarily the Bride of Frankenstein. You guys know I always have a twist to my characters, so this one is more of a Lady Frankenstein, I guess, if you want to say it, and not the movie The Lady Frankenstein, because there is a Lady Frankenstein movie, in case you guys didn't know that, but now you know. Anyways, I'm just rambling at this point. But yeah, this is my take on the Bride of Frankenstein. Like I said, it's not really the Bride of Frankenstein, it's more like Girl Frankenstein type of vibes. So if you want to see how I created this look, then just keep watching. Alright guys, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Now, I'm not gonna go through everything and tell you guys, you know, I'm using this, I'm using that. I'm just going to go in and do the thing and then go from there. I don't want to make these videos super long. What I'm gonna be doing this year is I'm just gonna put the stuff on my face. If you guys have any questions about anything that I'm using, it'll either be in the description box, or you guys can always ask me any questions in the comments. I will respond to you guys. That's how we're doing it this year. And just want to mention that you can create these looks with anything that you have at home. You don't have to have anything that I have necessarily. The only thing is that if you really want to spend and want to, you know, create some awesome looks that'll last through the whole night, definitely paints. Those are the ones that I would suggest that you guys actually purchase, you know, okay pricing paints, because the ones that they have at the Halloween spirit stores and like any Halloween stores in general, sometimes those don't last very long. So if you want something more opaque and something that's actually gonna work, I'm gonna link some paints that I have from Amazon that I really love, that really work very, very well. Those are the cream paints that I have. Like these are really nice. They're not that bad. They're a pretty good price for these. I believe now they have a bigger palette which has both of like these all combined into one, so you don't have to buy them separately. I don't have to buy them separately, they came together, but I'm just saying, like, instead of having separate like this, you'll have them in like one palette like this. Also, Wet n Wild usually has some paints that they come out with every year, in case you guys are interested in those. I'm pretty sure they'll probably have some this year again, and I do have some of those as well right here. But like I said, if you guys are looking for something that'll actually last and look nicer than the paints from those stores, you know, spend some money on those. And then if you really want to go and spend some real money, some actual crazy amount of money, the Mehron makeup palette right here. This is a liquid based palette, but it looks like this. I've had it now for the past 2 years and I love it. It works really, really well. So just a little bit of stuff so you guys know off of the top of my head that you guys can get. Also, Like if you're looking into any like jewels like this type of stuff, Amazon has them as well. I'll link them down in the description box. These are really nice. This one has different color jewels in it, like little gems for your face. This one has a bunch of the silver ones as well, and then this one has like little shape ones, like iridescent type. There's stars and moons in there, hearts, little squigglies, all kinds of shapes and stuff like that. And of course, you know, use all this stuff at your own risk. And definitely be careful with your eye area if you're going to be doing any of that stuff. Little gems like this you can find on Amazon as well. And then I do have craft store glitter, but like I said, it's more for crafting. It's not necessarily safe for the eyes, so definitely use them at your own risk. Also, glue comes in handy if you guys want to create any of these types of looks, just because you want to block out your brows, that sort of thing. These kinds of sponges like these do come in handy as well. Not necessarily for today's look, but I'm kind of just going over some stuff in the first video so you guys know what I am talking about. Paintbrushes, of course. I always just get paintbrushes from, you know, Michael's or something like this. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. I just don't like to really use my own, like my eyeshadow brushes for certain things around this time, unless I'm gonna do more of a makeup type of based around that, unless that I'm not using paints for it and I'm actually using eyeshadow for it. Then I'll definitely use my regular brushes for that. But for any paints, anything like that, I have a bunch of sponges as well that I got from ColourPop that I use just so that I can use them for this type of stuff. I'm not using, you know, my favorite ones, just things that I know that I would be able to toss if they get messed up or anything like that, and I won't be too bothered by it because they're really cheap. And also I have these little puff things. These are come in handy when you're trying to pat down any powder so that the makeup actually stays on as well. Any good translucent powder, you guys know the Coty Airspun has been around for years, so definitely use that. So this is the one that I'm talking about. This one's really good. It comes a lot in handy when you're doing these types of looks. I also took out another one, and this one has a shade to it, so I don't know how good it'll be around right now, but it's the OPV one. I do have more translucent powders. Anything that's a translucent powder is going to help keep that makeup on all day. And then I also have these mixing palettes. So there's this one. I don't know if you'll be able to see it much. It's really like see-through. So there's this one. I got this one from Ulta a long time ago. I don't even know if they have them anymore, but I got this one. And then this one I got from Amazon. So anything that I can find for you guys, I will link it down in the description box if you guys are interested in any of that. If you guys are creating any Halloween looks or anything like that, just so you know. Like I said, I wanted just to mention here in the first video, so I'm not trying to explain everything in my other videos and just make this one longer than the other ones, just so that we get that out of the way. Just like I was saying, if there's any questions about anything that I'm using, definitely let me know. Put it in the comments. And of course, also I do use Scotch tape from time to time. That does come in handy for like if I want to like do a certain shape or something like that. I'll just put tape on it, or if I really want to wing out my wing liner or whatever, this is really good. Pick up any excess glitter or anything like that. This comes in handy. So I think that is all we have. And of course, it is all in good fun. None of this is like take yourself too seriously on it. It's really just for fun and do what you want to do. So we are gonna get started finally here. And I'm just gonna start here. So I'm just gonna grab the lightest foundation that I have in my collection right now. That's like the lightest for my skin tone. And I'm just gonna put it in the mixing palette here because I want this foundation to be pale. So I'm gonna grab, not the stark white, you can definitely use a stark white for this one, but I want to use more of a cream. So I'm gonna grab this one from here. Then I also always have towels lying around, little like these kinds of things, just because you're gonna want to clean up stuff. Oh, another thing that's probably gonna come in handy are these like Q-tips that look like this. There's different types, the cosmetic Q-tips. I got these at Target. They come in a pack like this big, and it has 3 different kinds of Q-tips. You know, it has the ones that is double-ended like this. It has both sides that look like this, and then there's this one that has the more flat side and this side, and then there's the round one, just your regular round Q-tips, like, you know, cotton swabs type of thing. So that's another thing. And now I'm gonna mix both my foundation and that cream to make a lighter shade. I don't want it to be stark white, but I also don't want it to be like the shade of my face. I want it to be a little bit lighter since she is dead, and we're bringing her back to life, like an in-between shade. And sometimes I'll go back in and add more cream, of a lighter cream if I need to, if this one is too dark still, but we'll see. I think it'll be fine. And you can definitely add it with this, or you can, you know, pick it up with your finger, whichever way you want to put it on. And then since this is more like a foundation type of shade, I don't care what sponge I grab for it, because it's just a lighter foundation type of thing. It's not really like a crazy color. Oh yeah, I think this is gonna be a good shade. I'm not gonna go over the brows or anything. I want to block off the end of the brow here. I probably should have done that first, but it's fine. It's not a big deal. Don't forget the ears, especially if they're gonna be showing. I don't know if mine are gonna be showing or not. I haven't decided how I want the wig to look. And of course, we're gonna bring it all the way down. So I'm just gonna fast forward this part. All I'm doing is putting it all over here. I'm gonna put it on my ears, and then probably my neckline here. I'm gonna take off the shirt and put it on my neckline because of the outfit that I'm wearing for it. So just watch what I'm doing. Right, as you guys can see, I set everything in place with that powder. I'm going to take these 2 concealers here and try to block out the end of my brow here with these instead of doing the glue, because I'm not going to block the whole brow for this one, just the end, so that I can make the brow go more up, like pointy this way instead of, you know, arched. Do it with my finger here. I don't really have much brows. I'm just blocking that end out. And then of course, powder on top of that. The joys of doing these kinds of makeup. I just get powder all over the place. There you go. So it's set. I feel like you can still kind of see it. I know I already have that makeup set on there, but it's being a pain in the butt. It really is being annoying. I'm kind of glad you guys are seeing this, so you guys know the mess ups and stuff that goes along with this. It's not just, you know, put it on and it's all good. Definitely trial and error sometimes. Like right now, obviously, I thought I was going to be able to block it off with just the concealer, but it didn't work. Now we're going another route. Okay, well that works. That works so much better. Okay, well now I know. My brow hair, I guess, in the end there is too dark. I wasn't able to just block it off with a concealer, but there we go. Everything, now they are good to go, and there's no hair there at the end. You guys see any? It worked. So now to do it here, because I'm not gonna waste my time trying to do it with the concealer and then it doesn't work. So we're just going in with the glue and we'll fix it from there. It's not a big deal. course, we're going to wipe off the excess powder and then go in with the concealer here to block all that out. And now we've got, just make sure we blend it out. I feel like you can still see the ones on this side. Golly gosh. Golly gosh. Just gotta blend it out a little bit. There we go. Now that that is done, let's do some brows. I'm gonna go in with a little bit of this, the black cream on here, and that is what I'm going to use for the brows. I'm going to use that for the tip. I'm going to use a shadow for the front of it. Any black eyeshadow that you have should work. I'm just going to go in with this one. And I'm going to go and kind of just outline it a little bit with this, because I want this to be going up. The lightest in the beginning here of my brow, like the inner part of it, and then kind of back out. I just grabbed a little bit of that paint to make the outside darker. I am going to grab the powder to set it. I didn't grab any extra cream or anything, whatever's left on my brush. I'm just going through the hair like so. And now I'm going to grab a little bit of the powder and put it on top of where the cream was, just to make sure that it stays. There you go. I'm going to do the same thing to the other one. There they are. It is a little bit curved, especially this one, but it's fine. Elongated is what I really wanted, but it works out. And now that gives me more room to bring up the thing higher, because I want it to go out. It's gonna be like a cut crease type of thing. You guys see me touching up this eye a lot. It's because it's really teary. I always have issues with this eye. I don't know what it is. Anyway, that is why I keep messing with this one, because it keeps getting really teary. We are going to start to do the eye part. So since I'm using regular shadows for these, I'm just going to use regular brushes, and I'm going to get a lighter brown shade. So I'm going to go in with this Tarte palette, Clay Play. It looks like this, and I'm going to go in with this shade here first. It's a transition shade, and with that one I'm going to map out like a cut crease type of thing, lightly going in with it. And I'm going to pull this shade out, going in kind of like a transition shade here for the rest of it. And like I said, I am pulling that color out. I just realized I said I wasn't going to tell you guys what I'm doing and you guys are just going to watch. I forgot. It's kind of hard for me to go away from that, like telling you guys what I'm doing. I don't know why, but it is. I'm gonna go with a brush that doesn't have anything in it, just to soften it up a little bit. I still want it to look like it's pulling out, but I don't want it to be super harsh either though, if that makes any sense. Okay, I'm gonna go in with a smaller brush for the next shade, which will be this brown shade right here. If you guys notice, I am not on my actual crease. I am above the crease for this one. Since we made, you know, this part bigger, it just gives us more space and makes that look that I'm going for to go more out, be pulled out easier than if I would have my normal brow here. I'm just going underneath of that brown that we just put down. and just lightly going in with it at first. We are going to intensify it here in a little bit, but for now we're just going to do this. And then of course I am going to take that shade again, that lighter brown, and blend. I'm going in with that lighter brown to blend this brown. And now I am grabbing a pencil brush, going in with the black and mixing it in with a little bit of that darker brown on the palette. So I'm going in with this one and this one, and I'm going to try to be more precise, like create a line with it. Now that I kind of have that line of the black, I'm going to go in with the shade that we were using before, that lighter brown, and I'm going to blend it upwards a little bit. But also blend that black so it's not too stark black. Okay, we're going to clean it up here in a little bit. I'm going to grab a little bit of this concealer and kind of clean up that area there so it looks more cut crease. So you guys can see that it looks better now. I really want to intensify that black a little bit more. I feel like I need to go in with a like flat brush like this to really get that line there. I don't want it to be too thick. Just blending it upwards. To set that, I am going to grab a shade from here. I'm going to grab this shade from here, this light shade, to put that on the lid so it sets that cream down. Okay, so there's that. Before I go and do the other eye, I'm gonna incorporate a purple and a green, or maybe just a green, like a mossy green type of color, like this one right here. And this is the Dare to Create palette. I don't even know if they still have those. A mossy green, any mossy green will work. It doesn't have to be this one. I'm gonna probably do more of a fluffy brush with it. And I'm gonna put this like right here. Because I still want to incorporate a little bit of that green, kind of like, you know, from Frankenstein. But I'm putting it here and working it into the brow here. Putting it in there. I also did apply it here at the outer part of it. I'm gonna do this first side of the face so that way you guys can see the whole process, and then I'll do the other side of the face off camera. I'm gonna grab a little bit of that green, just a tiny bit at first, to outline where I want my contour. It's really not gonna have a lot of color because obviously she's dead. Trying to make her look dead, so we just outline a little bit of that. I am dragging it down because I want it to look more like, if that makes sense. There we go. To emphasize that a little bit more, I am going to go with that white concealer again, and I just put it on the back of my hand, and we're going to go underneath of that contour to look more snatched. I feel like it needs to be more in the front here a little bit, like more here. There we go. To make it pop even a little bit more, we're going to do a little bit on this side too. I'm just kind of pulling the color up on this one. I don't want it to look like there's just a line there, so just highlighting a little bit, and then I'm just tapping it through. There we go. Oh, I guess okay, I think that worked out. I'm also gonna put a little bit of green here, just because, you know, when you contour, you should just contour this part, obviously. But you also contour on your forehead. And I don't have a big forehead, so I don't need to contour up there too much. Just enough. There we go. And then I'm going to contour the nose a little bit. Just a little bit. Alright, to keep on going with the eye part, I need an eyeliner. I'm using this one. This is the Ilamasqua liquid eyeliner. This is taking too long to do what I want it to do, so I'm gonna look for a different eyeliner. I'm gonna try this other one. This is the Epic Ink Liner from NYX. Okay, thank you. I ain't got all day for you to do what I want you to do. Hello. Right, this eyeliner, that's better. Alrighty, and then with my teary ass eyeball, clean this up. Look at all that picks out all but I've been down there. It's so annoying. Then I'm just gonna grab a black liner for the bottom part for my waterline. I'm going to grab a little bit of the brown that I used on the top part and blend that out. And it's okay if it looks messy down there because she'd be dead anyway. She's like dead alive, alive dead. I don't know. We're bringing her back to life, but she's still dead. So there we go. And you know, for that little inner corner, since it's being a little punk, let's add something in there. Maybe some sparkle or something. Since she doesn't have any sparkle anywhere else. She's pretty matte. Girl is matte. Let's add a little bit of a sparkle. I think I'm gonna jazz her up a little bit. I'm gonna grab my Natasha Denona Diamond End Blush palette. And I'm gonna use this right here, just with my finger. And we're going to jazz her up a little bit. I put a little bit of sparkle in there. That usually helps with the mess up. Add glitter to it. Or sparkle, I guess. There. Alright. And of course we're going to add some mascara. Okay, I'm going to put lashes anyway, so it doesn't matter which mascara, honestly. As long as you coat them with some black mascara. And now, I'm gonna grab these lashes. They're just pretty, like, gradient type of lashes. They're not anything special. I'm gonna actually cut them in half and just use the outer corner of them just to jazz up the outer part a little bit. We're just gonna cut them in half, and I'm actually probably gonna double stack them so we get a little bit of volume there on the outer corner. When I double stack them, I just put them next to each other like this. So I already cut them in half, and there's already both parts there on the lash. It's just gonna be a little bit on the outer corner, a little bit of a drama on the outer corner. I had my glue here somewhere. I'm just putting glue on these so that they obviously go on my eye. Let it get tacky. I am going to like curve them too, so it's not harder to put them on. Sometimes they do get harder to put on since they're double stacked as well. You guys see, it just gives me a little bit of a drama, not anything too crazy, and it gives me that extra oomph that I wanted. For this side, for now, we are done. I'm gonna go off camera, do this other side, and then we'll be back to finish the rest of the look. We are back with the other side of the face done. Well, kind of. I'm gonna go ahead and do the stitching part now. This part, I'm just gonna grab a lip liner to do this, and I'm not sure exactly where I want these. So I'm gonna go in lightly in at first just to see where I want these. I kinda outlined there. You can't really see it that much. I'm gonna make it darker so you can actually see. Kinda went where the contour is, like a little bit above it. So that's what we're gonna do. And now I'm just going back in to darken those lines. Now I'm going to create little lines around it, like on both sides of it. So it looks like more 3D type. I guess we'll see here in a little bit. We'll add some white as well to make them pop a little bit more. So it's looking like that. I'm going to grab a pencil brush and the outline, the lines that we made outside. I'm just going to blend those out a little bit. So it looks kind of like more faded out. And then to add a little bit of a highlight, I'm going to use the white concealer again. Grabbing a small brush for that one, something more flat. I'm just going to grab a little bit of the white and start highlighting a little bit here in between. So it looks like it's popping out more. So there's that part. Now in between, I'm just going to do like little lines, little X's to make them look like stitches. So there they are, the little stitch looking things. Now I'm going to put a little bit of highlight on those as well, just so they look like they're popping a little bit. Just enough to make it look like it. There we go. And now for the lip, I'm just going to use the same lip pencil. I actually want a little bit more of a vampy shade, so I'm just using this MAC liquid lipstick. This is what I really want, a more vampy. I'm gonna go off camera, put the hair on, do the other stitches on this side, change my outfit, and I will be right back. Alright guys, we are back. Here is the finished look. This one, I feel like it's really super easy and you can definitely recreate this one. You don't need that many things. You can use basically makeup for it. So I thought this would be a good idea. The only thing that I added from what I didn't have before, of course, is the wig and this. And I tried to make it a little bit more modern with a little bit of a space bun stuff going on here. And then also I added the bolts. Now I didn't have just regular silver nail polish. So what I did, these are just those lip balm caps. That's all I did, and then I put nail polish on it. I had the glittery silver nail polish. I didn't have just regular silver nail polish. So that's what I did with the bolts to add them there. I added them here instead of my neck just because my hair is covering the neck. I, like I said, will leave the stuff that I mentioned before in the description box, and I'll also leave this kind of stuff over because this is still available, I believe, on the insert name here website. That's all I did. DIY the little bolt thingy. And yeah, that's the look, guys. I hope that you guys enjoyed the first video from Monster Mash, and I'm excited to keep on filming these and for the rest to come. So yeah, welcome to Monster Mash if you are new to this channel, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys in my next one. Toodles.